Once upon a time, in a small kingdom, nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling river, life was hard. For many years, the kingdom had been suffering from a terrible drought. The river had shrunk to a trickle, the crops in the fields withered, and the people became desperate. Day by day, the once vibrant colors of their world seemed to fade, mirroring the bleakness in their hearts. It felt like the sun up above had turned cold, and even the birds had flown away, leaving behind a silence more deafening than any storm. In this time of despair, there lived a young girl named Ilara, who, despite her tender age, was known for her inquisitive nature and her unwavering spirit. One afternoon, as the whole kingdom was parched and weary, Ilara was exploring the dried-up riverbed, searching for anything that might bring back water to their lives. Suddenly, she noticed something peculiar. A small, strange seed that seemed to glow with an otherworldly light. Intrigued, she picked it up, cradled it in her hands, and hurried back home. That evening, after her family had gone to bed, she took the seed out again, gazed at its soft glow, and made a wish. She wished with all her might that this seed could bring back water to their dying fields and quench the thirst of their people. Placing the seed in a small pot filled with soil, she placed it near her windowsill, hoping that the morning sun would bring about a miracle. As the first rays of sunlight touched the seed, it began to sprout, growing rapidly into a small plant. And by noon, it had transformed into a full-grown tree with lush green leaves that shimmered like emerald. The tree's branches were strong and sturdy, its roots ran deep into the ground, anchoring it firmly in place. But the most astonishing thing about this tree was its fruit. They were large and round, of vibrant blue, and they, too, glowed with the same ethereal light that the seed had possessed. Overjoyed, Ilara told her parents about the tree. Together, they ventured into the kingdom, sharing the luminous fruit with everyone they met. Each person who ate the fruit felt a surge of energy, not just to sustain their bodies, but also to rekindle the fading colors in their world. The girl who had dared to dream of a better day had inadvertently brought one into existence. Word of the magical tree spread far and wide, drawing people from neighboring kingdoms. Soon, the once barren fields of Ilara's kingdom became a luscious orchard, and the people's faces, once etched with worry, now shone with the vibrancy of hope. The river, too, began to flow once again, reflecting the joy that had returned to the people's hearts. It didn't take long for the king to learn of Ilara's deed. He was so grateful that she had saved not just the kingdom, but his people's very souls. But some people were not happy. A group of advisors close to the king, driven by envy and greed, convinced the king that a mere child, had acted beyond her means, and had done so with the help of magic. The king, swayed by their poisonous words, decided to banish Ilara from the kingdom, believing that she had used dark magic to deceive them. Heartbroken, Ilara left the kingdom, taking with her only the memory of the luminous tree and its glowing fruit. However, the people of the kingdom couldn't bear the thought of losing Ilara. They rose up against the king's advisors, demanding the return of their beloved hero. Seeing the depth of the people's love for Ilara, and realizing his own folly, the king apologized to Ilara, welcoming her back with open arms. From that day on, Ilara continued to be a beacon of hope for the kingdom. She didn't become a hero because of her strength or power, but because of her faith in something that, like a tiny seed, held the promise of a brighter dawn. Her story became a legend, passed down through generations, reminding them that even in the darkest of times, hope, like a tiny seed, can blossom into an extraordinary tomorrow. And so the tiny seed that had brought about so much change in the kingdom became a symbol of their resilience, a testament to the power of belief, and a reminder that sometimes the smallest things can bring about the greatest miracles.